I'm the youngest brother. My name is Donald.
Well, I'm the oldest brother. My name is Herbert. And naturally, I'm in the middle. My name is Harry.
Back up on my carol, here I go, singing up, bye, bye, blackbird. Where's somebody waiting for me, sugar sweet, so chic, bye, bye, blackbird. No one here to love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all have me. Oh, 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 make my bed and light the light, I'll arrive late tonight, blackbird, bye, bye. Oh, back up on my gable, here I go singing low, bye, 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 blackbird. Oh, somebody waits for me, sugar sweet and so is she, bye, 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 blackbird. No one here to love and understand me. Oh, one hard luck story they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light, I'll arrive late tonight, blackbird, 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 bye, 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 bye.
We are now celebrating our 56th consecutive year in this business. Yes, this doesn't happen to everybody. And you are the ones who have made it possible. Thank you very much.
After almost 60 years in the business, how can you stand each other?
It's very simple. It's a very simple question, and it's not a rude question at all. The reason why we get along so well together is because we work together, but we don't live together. We all live separately. We talk to one another. He lives in Las Vegas, Harry and I live in Los Angeles. It may be a week or 2 weeks before we see one another.
I always like to see them. Plus, by me living in Las Vegas, I don't see them that much, only when we're working. But it's always nice to see them.
We have a style called or described as the barbershop singing style.
Yes.
Was that in fact the thing you started with?
Well, actually, no. We started singing barbershop because our father at one time had a barbershop quartet. They were called the Four Kings of Harmony. And this is where we learned barbershop harmony from them. But actually, we used to do a lot of barbershop singing, yes. But not necessarily just the barbershop.
Basically, as you asked about barbershop quartet, it's what is called four-part harmony, which is bass, baritone, lead, and tenor. Is your four-part harmony. And all quartets is called barbershop harmony. It's the original idea. And that is our first teaching, four-part harmony. You see, originally we were four brothers. Our eldest brother sang bass. I sing baritone, Donald sings the lead, and Herbert sings tenor. And we still sing the three-part harmony today, right to this day. That's basically our harmony.
Oh, maybe I'm right, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm weak, and maybe I'm strong, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Maybe I'll win, and maybe I'll lose. Maybe I'm in for crying the blues, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. taking. Fine at the start, they're left with a heart that is breaking. Ooh, maybe I'll live a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I'll get, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chances I'm taking. Fine at the start, they're left with a heart that is breaking. Ooh, maybe I'll live a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I'll get, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Oh, but nevertheless I'm in love with you.
Originally, I was with the agency, General Artist Corporation. I joined the agency in 1942. The founder of General Artist Corporation was Tom Rockwell, who actually was one of the discoverers of the Mills Brothers and helped put them on the air. When Tom Rockwell passed away, I became the Mills' responsible agent at the agency, and when I retired from the agency, I became their personal manager. I don't know if you can call a man bubbly. He was bubbly. He was everyone's friend, and he was around in all the nightclubs with friends, and everyone knew him, and real jolly, just as he was on stage. He was a spokesman, and he was a very good spokesman.
Harry did most of the talking in the act. He did. As a matter of fact, he did all the talking. He had a very wonderful gift of gab and a personality to go along with it.
Uncle Harry was an amazing fellow in the sense that he was very jovial, very business-minded, very shrewd businessman. Hard to put something over on him. Would help you as much as you wanted to help yourself. Terrific stage presence. Made the audience feel very comfortable and always seemed like he was having a terrific time.
Well, Herb was the quiet one. Herb never liked to do any solos. He always wanted to sit in the back, be in the background and sing the harmony parts, you know.
Easy going. Not too judgmental. But in his own line of work, he's a perfectionist.
It was very, very nice, very pleasant. Had many friends.
Here's a guy who could sing first tenor, like a bird chirping, or do a bass, very low, very bottom.
Herbert never did like to do interviews. He didn't mind so much when someone would come in and get him cornered and just interview him, but when all three of them were together and they'd start talking, and maybe one would remember something and one another, and if it got a little mixed up, that sort of bothered him. He'd say, well, we make mistakes.
Very intricate man. Most people probably think he's shy, but I think he's just kind of to himself.
I was the bouncing baby boy.
Very happy-go-lucky. Not in the same sense that Harry was, but similar in many ways. No worries. Everything will work out fine, which it has for him.
The one thing I learned from him is you don't worry about anything. He figures things will work themselves out, and your goal is to be as best as you can be. So now that's just as a, the person of him. As a musician, velvet throat, prettiest ballad singer I've ever heard. Maybe a little biased.
I didn't do much of anything, I just sang.
If there was a difference, I don't think he was the kind to side with one and go two against one or something like that. It's just like, his attitude is, well, whatever you guys decide, I'll go along with it.
Donald was always the one that would say, well, fellas, let's forget it, and soon they did. Yeah, Donald was very good at being a peacemaker. More so than Harry and Herbert, really.
They moved as a unit for the public. Meaning, if there was a call, everybody's on time. There's no problems, no questions about that. And always came to their audience as one. There wasn't a star. Harry maybe have done all the talking, and that was terrific. That's what he was terrific at. So they didn't have the ego trips in that manner. I'm the best. I'm going to sing lead. I'm going to, none of that.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and its gold, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. The world still is the same, you'll never change it. As long as the stars shine above, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till someone cares. Well, now you may be king, you may possess the world and its gold. Oh, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. You gotta remember that the world still is the same and you'll never change it. As long as the stars shine above, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So go out, look about, and find yourself somebody to love.
Mother and father sang with a troupe. They did light opera and chautauquas and things like that up until Donald was school age, and then they had to come back home and put him in school. And we sang in the church choirs and things like that. That's actually how we got started. Mother and father taught us our voice, harmony, and everything like that.
We started in the business, actually, we formed the group when I was 7 years old. But we've been in the business professionally for 56 years, since I was 10. And that's going back to 1925. Actually, the Four Boys Kazoo came quite by accident. We were trying to emulate the sounds of musical instruments, so that's when we picked up the kazoos and started using them as instruments. We were working on stage one night, and my brother, Harry, reached in his pocket for his kazoo and couldn't find it.
It was lost by me, matter of fact, on the stage, and I cupped my hands over my mouth to try to make the sound of that little tin horn. But a better sound came from my throat as a trumpet sound. And lo and behold, a new sound was born.
The audience response was wonderful. It was great.
And I developed a trumpet sound. He developed a trumpet sound. He developed a trumpet and trombone And we developed a whole band sound. My other brother, who sang bass, began to sound like a tuba.
We all had to learn each other's harmony. Like if somebody had a bad throat, we could always emulate what he was doing. Flip-flop the sounds. We all did different types of instruments. We all did trumpets, we all did trombones, we all did clarinets and saxophones. So, and my brother John, who played the guitar, he sang bass, and he also imitated all the different instruments.
The old man of the mountain. The old man of the mountain.
It was September of 1929. We went into New York, and we went to a CBS and did an audition for William Paley. Ralph Wonders, who was under Paley, and he had walked into Paley's office and asked him to come in and listen to us, you know. And Paley said he was too busy. So automatically he turned his sound on in his office, and it was piped into his office, and he come running out. He says, who the heck are these guys? And that's how it all started, and he said, put them on the air, just like that. He put us on the air that same night. And there's so many phone calls came in from all around the country that he just signed a contract with us on September the 22nd, 1929 is when we actually signed the contract with CBS. Nobody could believe it wasn't an orchestra. Everybody thought it was a band. That's how we got the name. 4 boys and a guitar. The only instrument they use is a guitar. The rest of the instrumentation is done by the voices.
We didn't have any written arrangements to begin with. They were all head arrangements. We'd get together, and I'd get an idea, and Harry would get an idea, Donald, we'd put them together, and if it worked, that's the way we did it. If we didn't like it, we'd try something else.
We were doing on the average of 7 to 8 shows a day. We rehearsed as we were going from one place to another in a cab. Yes, we did a lot of cartoons, the bouncing balls and other things. The bouncing ball did the lyrics. Everybody in the audience would sing along with them, you know. It was a great thing.
Now everybody tell somebody to sing Dinah when you see the bouncing ball. Now soon the chorus comes before us. Let's all sing it hot now. Ah, give it everything you've got now. Dinah, is there anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there is, then you know it, you sure to me. Oh, will the Dinah, oh, where the Dixie is blazing, how will upset gazing to the other Dinah Lee. My Dinah every night, why should I shake with fright? Because my dynamite changed her mind about me. you wanted to China, I would have an ocean liner, just to be with Dinah. But no Dinah, is there anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there is, then you know, I would like to have you show it to me, Dinah. Where to the other places, I would love to sit and gaze to the other Dinah. My Dinah every night, why should I shake with fright? Because my dynamite changed her mind about me. Dinah, if you wanted to China, I would have an ocean liner, just to be with Dinah.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was wonderful. We had a lot of fun doing it because you would sing the song and then all of a sudden you'd see the movie come out, the picture would come out, and there would be cartoons of maybe frogs or something like that. There was no publicity or pictures or anything like that. Only after we started traveling around the country did they know that we were black. And as far as any problems or anything like that, we've never had any problems because we would never work any place where our only people couldn't come to. It was April of 1934, and we were working at the Palladium Theater in London. And we were asked to do a command performance for King George and Queen Mary. And it was a wonderful, wonderful thing because being on stage and looking out at the audience, all this great big theater with everybody in tails and white evening gowns. And the most amazing thing about it was looking up at the box of the King and Queen, and not far from where they were, my mother was sitting up in the box, and that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
My oldest brother, John, I always had a tremendous admiration for him because he taught me everything I ever knew. And I can always see him today with a ukulele in his hand. And he inspired me all the way.
He took sick in Paris. We flew back to London and back to the United States. But he was sick quite a long time in England. My brother and I stayed over there. Harry came back with our mother. We stayed over and brought him back to the United States. And then later on, he had to go back into the hospital. He had pneumonia. And then we went back to England again in 1935, latter part of 1935. And I think actually what happened, he started back to work too soon. He took sick again in England. So we brought him back, and he passed away in January of 1936.
Right to this day, as far as all of my brothers are concerned, I try to follow in his footsteps right to this day. I always think that I can do more for my other two brothers today than any of us.
And at that time, we decided, well, maybe it's about time we gave up, you know? And our mother took us in the room and sat us down and said, look, your brother wouldn't like that. So we continued going on. Then we started looking for a bass singer because my brother sang bass and played guitar. And we interviewed, I imagine, about 15 or 16 different people, and none of them seemed to fit. So one day, my father walked in while we were rehearsing, and he said, everybody out, I'm taking over. And that's when he joined us.
John Sr. was a very quiet, real gentlemanly fellow, very quiet.
Generally, he would speak when he was spoken to, but very, very bright, very nice.
And at that time, we were looking for a guitar player, and a fellow by the name of Freddie Green, who was with Count Basie Band, sent Norman Brown down to have an interview with us. And the only thing we asked him to do was play the introduction to the theme song. He played it so well, he said, well, you got the job. And he started with us at the same time my father did.
Let's go to visit night. Back and act like a brother, she's back in the river with your back. They got the way that entertain. The word hurry, a hurricane. Back and act like a brother, she's back in the river with your back. A Bujama, you get a mama, save the souls and squeeze the boy. You stop a coda, the more soda, her shake, milkshake, Tim, sweet, long day. Hug you and kiss his night, my jingle boy is worth that fine. Back and act like a brother, she's back in the river with your back. I'm the hot chicken in this scoop. Oh, snacky, oh, snacky, oh, wakey, wakey, oh, snacky, oh, snacky, oh, wakey, wakey, boots, I'ma you get your mama, then your trouble in free, boy. Let's come on, 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 snacky, snacky, they hug you and kiss his nice, my single boy is worth that price. Oh, snacky, oh, snacky, oh, wakey, wakey,
We stayed in England from 1936 when we went back. We were over there for about 8 months, traveling all over Europe. By the time we come back, most people had gotten into a group called the Ink Spots, and they came out with a record called If I Didn't Care, 1937, I think it was. And they became a very, very popular group in the United States.
I met the Mills Brothers in either late 1941 or early 1942. They were working the Florentine Gardens on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, California. But of course they needed to reestablish themselves throughout the United States.
Most of the people had practically forgot about the Mills Brothers. And we picked up a tune that became a very big song for us, a thing called Paper Doll, recorded in 1941.
Gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal. And then the flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real. When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all this world. I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a fickle-minded real-life girl.
When we first heard the song, we didn't particularly care for it because the way it was written, it wasn't too much to our liking, but we sat down and we worked on it. We got a different idea of the conception of the song, and we changed it, and we went in to record it.
She's gone away and left you just like all dolls do. I guess you know it's tough to be alone, and it's tough to love a doll that's not your own. I'm through with all of them, I'll never fall again. Say, boy, what you gonna do? I'm going to buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal. And then the flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real. When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all this world. I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a fickle-minded real-life girl.
I would say it was the turning point. The other side of the song was a thing called I'll Be Around. And then somebody decided to turn it over. I'll Be Around sold 1 million copies within 13 weeks. And the radio disc jockeys decided to turn the record over, and Paper Doll just took off.
Till then, my darling, please wait for me. Till then, no matter when it will be, one day I know we'll be back again. Please wait. Till then, our dreams will live though we are apart. Our love, I know we'll live in our hearts. Till then, when all the world will be free, please wait for me. Although there are oceans we must cross and mountains that we must climb, I know every game must have a loss.
For the next 4 years, we had songs like that. They were A and B sides, and they were both million sellers.
Till then, let's dream of what there will be. Till then, we'll call on each memory. Till then, when I will hold you again, please wait. Till then.
Very relaxed sessions they had. Many times they'd go in to record certain songs, and a song plugger would come in with a song, or somebody would show up with a song, and they would learn it and record it, and on occasions those songs became hits. A song that was flashed in front of them at the last moment in the studio.
And at that time, there was no way you could splice anything. You had to go in and do it right. They used to call us one-take Millsies, because we'd go in and rehearse the song, and we put it on wax. And it was just one take.
It wasn't like today's recording where it takes 6 or 8 months to get an album out. They could get an album out in a week.
You always hurt the one you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all. You always take the sweetest rose and crush it till the petals fall. You always break the kindest heart with a hasty word you can't recall.
Herbert, he would never do a solo. He always wanted to sing the harmony parts. So one day we were on stage. Harry and I just decided to walk away from the microphone and left him stand there, and he had to sing it. And that's the only reason why he does a solo today.
You always hurt the one you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all. You always take the sweetest rose and crush it till the petals fall. You always break the kindest heart with a hasty word you can't recall. So if I broke your heart last night, it's because I loved you most of all. You always hurt, oh, the one you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all.
Things were different then than they are today with records and establishing locations to play and so forth. There were lots of problems, naturally, during the war with traveling and being able to work in various locations in various cities. And it was a little more strenuous, a little more difficult than it would be normally. And they played theaters. Vaudeville was the popular thing with a name band, a swing band, or a popular band of the day. And added acts, dancers as opening acts.
If we figured the price was too high and the guy wouldn't make any money, then we would make concessions for that so that nobody lost anything. And I think that is one of the reasons why we have stayed in the business so many years, by not overpricing ourselves. But at the same time, every year, year after year, the money increased. And my father worked with us for about 23 years. Then he retired. It wasn't a question of not wanting to tour. He just got tired of traveling. And he decided, well, that's about time I retired. So he did. At the time he retired, he was, I think, 75. And then we went on as a trio.
We have definitely been very well satisfied with the great capabilities of Mr. Norman Brown. Also, our father joined us in 1936 singing the bass, and that made 5 in the group. Our father has since retired about 12 years ago. He's doing a lot of hunting and fishing and things like we'd like to do, sitting on his money belt and so on and so forth. Here's a little novelty you might remember called the glowworm.
Shine a little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer, shine a little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer, lead us lest to fall we wander, love's sweet voices calling yonder. Shine a little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer, hey there, don't get dimmer, dimmer, light the path below, above, and lead us on to love. Fly of fire, glow like an incandescent wire, glow for the female of the species. Turn on the AC and the DC. This night could use a little brightening. Light up your little old bug of lightning. When you gotta glow, you gotta glow. Glow a little glow and glow. Glow a little glow and glow and glimmer. Swim through the sea of night, little swimmer. Thou every night a cool of a weaver. Illuminate yon woods primeval. See how the shadows deep and darken. You and your chick should get to sparking. I got a gal that I love so. Go a little lower and go. Go a little lower and turn the key on. You are the quick with tail I need. You got a cute vest pocket master, which you can make both slow and faster. I don't know who you took a shine to, or who you're out to make a sign to. I got a gal that I love so. Blow a little low and low. Little low and low. Little low and low. Blow little low and low.
They played all the top supper clubs and many of the hotels on both the West Coast, the East Coast, and the Middle West. Played Las Vegas, Reno, and Tahoe, and continued to get hit records clear up through the 50s and 60s.
There's a couple of people ask if this is still the original Mills Brothers. All I can say is yes. My oldest brother, Herbert, my youngest brother, Donald, my name is Harry, and originally we were 4 brothers. Our eldest brother sang bass, played a guitar, and he also imitated various instruments. He passed away in 1936. Since then, we were very well satisfied with a fellow by the name of Norman Brown, who filled in on the guitar. Up until just 2 years ago, he passed away. Our father also joined us in 1936, singing the bass. Our father retired about 18 years ago, and then just 4 years ago, we lost him. but we're going to keep on swinging. As long as we got something going, we're going to keep on. Here's a little song on the soft and sentimental side we haven't done for a long time called Yellow Bird.
Yellow bird up high in banana tree. Yellow bird, you sit all alone like me.
Did your lady friend leave your nest again? That is very sad. Makes me feel so bad. You can fly away in the sky away.
You're more lucky than me. I also had a pretty girl. She's not with me today. They're all the same, the pretty girls. Take tenderness, then they fly away. Oh, yellow bird, up high in the banana tree. Yellow bird, you sit all alone like me.
You can fly away in the sky away. Pick a town and soon fly from night to noon. Black and yellow you, like banana too. They might pick you
someday. Wish that I were a yellow bird. I'd fly away with you, but I am not a yellow bird. So here I sit, nothing else to do. Oh, yellow bird, yellow bird, yellow bird.
Well, that, to me, is one of the masterpieces of any place that I've ever worked, because it's right down in the heart of the city. And it's one of those things where everybody can go. It's not expensive. The Tivoli Gardens itself is a glass-enclosed theater, and the audience there are wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
After Harry began to lose his sight, and Harry held up wonderfully well for a person that he was blind for all practical purposes for a number of years, but they got him on and off the stage with his help by putting him in the middle. He put his hand on Donald's shoulder, and Herb was behind Harry, and they'd go bouncing onto the stage like three young guys, and people wouldn't even know he was blind. Many times I've seen people that come back in theaters like open-air theaters where the stage door where you had to come out, and fans would be standing there. I'd hear remarks about, oh, he's blind. I didn't realize that. They sat through a whole show and never knew it.
Harry had diabetes. My brother Harry started losing his sight around 1967. Gradually, he lost all his parochial vision. And we had to actually lead him around. As a matter of fact, my son, Alan, used to travel with us, and he used to take care of him all the time. But when you put him on stage and get him to that microphone, there was no way you could tell he was actually blind, because he moved in and out of it just like he'd been doing it for the rest of his life, you know. And it was a wonderful thing to see, because he had such a personality. And he would go to that microphone and he'd start talking and start singing. And his charisma was something to behold.
Oh, baby, I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give to this tune so very good groove. And maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and that will start everyone humming a thing. The melody's dumb, repeat and repeat, and if you can't swing, they got a good beat. And that's the main thing to make it complete, 'cause everyone's swinging today. So we go to the first one, it's not for Sammy K. Hey, 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 it's the first one, you got to swing that way, baby. And Mr. Les Brown can make it right now. Every Anthony can rock it for me. There's never a doubt, you knock yourself out whenever you can hear this one. To think of a name to give to this tune so Perry can croon. It may be old Bing, but give it a fling, and now we'll start everyone humming the thing. The melody's done, repeat, repeat, and if you can swing, it's got a good beat. And that's the main thing to make it complete, 'cause everyone's swinging today. So the old little first one is not for Sammy K. Hey, 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 it's over one. Got to swing that sway, baby. Mr. Les Brown can make it rain now. Anthony, he could rock it for me, he no doubt. It's all by one.
And later on, it just gradually got worse and worse. Until actually the last date we did was in 1981. We went to Denmark and come back from Denmark, and the last engagement we had was in Atlantic City. And we came back to California, and he passed away in January of 82. We decided, well, let's take a rest. My brother and I, we took off from 1981 until January of 1984. And we decided, well, maybe it's time to go back to work again. So I called my brother in Vegas, and he was reluctant to do it, but finally decided, well, yes, let's do it. And he came into Los Angeles. And at that time, we were thinking about using my other son, Alan, who had been traveling with us, but he had already gone into television. So that's when we said, well, I have another son by the name of John.
When they had asked me if I'd go with them, I jumped at the chance.
So Herb said, let's get him and let's start rehearsing.
In rehearsals, I'm very soft-spoken, and I'm not a screamer. So I remember he was worried about, he didn't think I'd project.
But it so happened that Herbert had a lot of trouble with his back. He'd had 3 operations up to that time, and he had to go back in for another one. So that's when he decided to quit. And I decided, well, if he's going to quit, I'll take John and we'll go out and do a duel.
They started at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas and worked quite a few other very important jobs that first year, and it has developed beautifully. But many people felt that with just the 2 of them, they couldn't possibly get the Mills Brothers sound, but they've done it fabulously well.
We always call it John and Donald Mills of the Mills Brothers. We don't call it the Mills Brothers. We don't, we're not in just trying to get the audience in any way possible, and has probably offended some promoters sometime. But we stand on our own 2 feet. My career will be with him until he wants to hang up the suitcases and not travel anymore. And then I will probably just continue composing and writing and performing as much as I can.
Be my life's companion, and you'll never go home. I love you so much that you'll never go home. When there's joy in living, you just never go home. You've got to stay young, 'cause you'll never go old. People are yours to have and hold. Oh, be my life's companion, and you'll never grow. I know a man who's lonely and he's old at 33. No one wants to be old at 33. Your disposition's always like a lemon on a tree. And don't let it happen to you, and don't let it happen to me. Be my life companion, and you'll never grow. Yes, I love you so much that you will never grow. Love and youth and happiness are yours to have and hold. Be my life's companion, be my life's companion, and you'll never grow.
What we try to do is sing a song as simple as possible, yet get a different meaning out of the song that you're doing. To the point where the person is listening can enjoy what you're doing, can sing along with it or hum along with it or pat their foot with it. As long as you can get the people to do that, I think it's a wonderful thing.
And it's something that is a memory to people, and they love the songs and they love the sound, and of course the Mills got a unique sound that no one else has ever been able to copy. There's been certain groups that copies have been almost as good as the original in the actual tonal quality, but never with the Mills. Never heard anything that comes close.
Back up on my carol, here I go, singing up, bye, bye, blackbird. Where's somebody waiting for me, sugar sweet, so chic, bye, bye, blackbird. No one here to love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all have me. Oh, 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 make my bed and light the light, I'll arrive late tonight, blackbird, bye, bye. Oh, back up on my gable, here I go, singing low, bye, 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 blackbird.